Emphasize how self-belief is the foundation of personal growth, achievement, and resilience. Explain how confidence in one's own abilities can lead to overcoming challenges and reaching one's goals. Discuss common causes of self-doubt and how they can undermine success. Encourage the audience to recognize limiting beliefs and replace them with affirmations. Highlight the importance of setting achievable goals to build confidence. When you accomplish small steps, you reinforce self-belief and gain the momentum to take on bigger challenges. Talk about the role of failure as a learning experience rather than a setback. Believing in yourself includes trusting that you'll learn from mistakes and grow stronger. Emphasize that self-belief grows when you recognize and appreciate your own strengths and uniqueness. Everyone has a unique set of skills and talents that can contribute to success. Explain how visualizing success can boost self-confidence. When you can see yourself achieving your goals, you're more likely to take the steps needed to realize them. The environment can impact self-belief, so talk about the value of surrounding oneself with supportive, encouraging people who believe in their potential. Believing in yourself also means taking brave steps. Encourage small, consistent actions towards personal and professional goals, even if they're outside of one's comfort zone. Stress the importance of regular self-reflection. Evaluate progress, learn from experiences, and adjust goals as needed. Self-belief is an evolving journey that grows with every step. Self-belief is an incredible driving force that shapes our lives and propels us toward our dreams. At its core, self-belief is the deep-seated trust we place in our abilities, judgments, and potential to handle life's challenges and achieve our goals. When we believe in ourselves, we are naturally inclined to pursue things that matter to us, and we're empowered to take on risks that stretch our abilities. This belief gives us the courage to tackle tasks and ambitions that may seem intimidating or beyond our current reach. The confidence that comes with self-belief creates a ripple effect on how we think, act, and persevere, leading us to take proactive steps toward what we desire. Self-belief is not just about positive thinking, it is about the intrinsic knowledge that our potential can be realized through effort and persistence. By cultivating self-belief, we allow ourselves to act boldly in the face of uncertainty, even when external circumstances may not seem favorable. This internal assurance is what allows people to bounce back from setbacks and failures with resilience and renewed determination. When we encounter failure, it's often self-belief that reminds us that the journey doesn't end there. Rather, it's an opportunity to grow, learn, and come back stronger, understanding that the path to success is rarely straightforward. Another powerful aspect of self-belief is that it affects not only how we view ourselves, but also how we interact with others. When we believe in our own abilities, we radiate confidence, which others tend to notice and respect. This positive aura not only enhances our personal relationships, but also fosters professional success, as people are drawn to those who exude confidence and a can-do attitude. When we believe in ourselves, it also gives us the courage to stand by our values and make choices aligned with our authentic selves. This alignment empowers us to say no when necessary, to stand firm in our decisions, and to pursue what we truly value in life, rather than being swayed by the opinions or expectations of others. Self-doubt is a powerful and often subtle force that can seep into our thoughts and actions, limiting us before we even start. It's the inner voice that questions our abilities, points out our flaws, and magnifies our fears. Often, self-doubt is rooted in past experiences, where perhaps we failed at something important or faced criticism that left a lasting impression. It can stem from comparisons with others, where we feel we fall short or lack what others seem to have so effortlessly. In these moments, self-doubt casts a shadow on our potential, making us feel as though we are not good enough or capable enough to pursue what we truly desire. Identifying self-doubt requires us to become more aware of these internal thoughts and recognize when they start to control our decisions or keep us from trying something new. For many, self-doubt isn't an obvious, loud force. It's often subtle, manifesting in hesitation or second-guessing our own choices. It can present itself as procrastination, where we avoid taking action because deep down we worry that we won't succeed or measure up to others' expectations. Self-doubt can also disguise itself as perfectionism, pushing us to constantly criticize our own work or feel that nothing we do is ever quite good enough. By understanding these patterns, we can start to see how self-doubt holds us back and recognize the ways it subtly influences our decisions, big and small. Another common source of self-doubt is the fear of judgment or rejection. When we imagine others disapproving or laughing at our ideas, we might decide it's safer not to put ourselves out there. This fear can prevent us from speaking up in meetings, sharing creative ideas, or even pursuing career changes or life goals that are meaningful to us. In these moments, we become our own biggest critic, anticipating the worst-case scenarios and deciding that it's better not to take the risk. Over time, this pattern of avoiding challenges or staying in our comfort zone becomes a habit, reinforcing the belief that we're not capable of handling situations that lie outside our current experiences. Self-doubt is often fueled by our focus on what we lack rather than what we have. We might focus on our weaknesses, our past failures, or the skills we haven't mastered yet, rather than acknowledging our strengths and accomplishments. This focus on the negative blinds us to the progress we've made and the potential we hold. By identifying these tendencies, we can start to shift our perspective and focus more on our growth and the journey we are on. Realizing that self-doubt is often a distorted view of ourselves rather than an accurate picture can help us begin to question its validity. We can learn to see self-doubt as a natural part of being human rather than a reflection of our true abilities. Understanding how self-doubt functions in our lives also allows us to separate it from reality. Often our minds construct worst-case scenarios that are unlikely to happen, but when we're trapped in self-doubt, they feel very real. Recognizing this tendency helps us take a step back and evaluate our thoughts objectively. When we question these doubts, we may realize that they are based on assumptions or fears rather than facts. This self-awareness gives us the power to challenge these thoughts and replace them with a more balanced, rational perspective. Identifying self-doubt is a journey of self-compassion, where we learn to approach ourselves with kindness and patience. When we acknowledge our doubts without judgment, we allow ourselves the freedom to explore and understand them. Rather than seeing self-doubt as a weakness, we can view it as an opportunity to grow stronger. By recognizing these inner struggles, we empower ourselves to take the first step toward change, building confidence along the way. Each time we identify and confront our self-doubt, we reclaim a bit more of our potential, opening the door to a future defined not by limitations, but by possibility. Setting realistic goals is essential for achieving personal growth and sustained motivation. Goals act as a roadmap, giving direction and purpose to our actions, but when they are unrealistic, they can lead to frustration, disappointment, and even a sense of failure. Realistic goals, on the other hand, are attainable milestones that align with our current skills, resources, and timelines, encouraging progress and allowing us to celebrate each small achievement. This approach doesn't mean lowering our ambitions. Instead, it involves breaking down large long-term objectives into manageable steps that move us forward without overwhelming us. By setting realistic goals, we build momentum and gradually develop confidence in our ability to succeed. A major component of setting realistic goals is having a clear understanding of our starting point, our strengths, limitations, and the resources available to us. Self-assessment plays a key role in this process. It allows us to recognize areas where we already excel, which can be leveraged to our advantage, and areas that may require more growth before tackling certain challenges. By assessing our current position honestly, we avoid setting goals that are too lofty or unattainable. This awareness helps us stay grounded in reality and choose objectives that are just beyond our comfort zone, challenging enough to inspire growth without setting us up for discouragement. One of the most effective ways to make goals realistic is by breaking them down into smaller, measurable milestones. If a goal feels daunting or impossible, it often becomes difficult to maintain the motivation to work toward it. However, by dividing a large goal into incremental steps, we create a series of achievable targets that keep us engaged and make the process feel manageable. Each small success along the way serves as a reminder of our progress and builds our confidence, reinforcing the belief that we're capable of reaching the end goal. Setting realistic milestones also allows us to adjust our approach based on what we learn from each step, making it easier to adapt and stay on course. Time management is also a critical factor in setting realistic goals. Often people become discouraged when they set goals without considering how much time they realistically have to dedicate to them. Unrealistic timelines can create stress and pressure, making it difficult to enjoy the journey. By honestly evaluating our schedules and daily commitments, we can determine how much time is feasible to devote to our goals without compromising other important areas of our lives. Establishing reasonable deadlines based on our availability helps us stay consistent and avoid burnout. This approach ensures that we can keep working steadily toward our objectives without feeling rushed or overextended, which in turn enhances our chances of success. It's also helpful to remain flexible and open to change when setting realistic goals. Sometimes, even with the best planning, unexpected challenges or opportunities arise, requiring us to adapt our approach or timelines. Being rigid with our goals can lead to frustration when circumstances shift, but a flexible mindset allows us to recalibrate and make adjustments as needed. By embracing adaptability, we learn to view setbacks as part of the process rather than as failures, maintaining our motivation and momentum regardless of the obstacles we encounter. This flexibility also enables us to recognize and celebrate different forms of progress, reinforcing our commitment to the overall vision. An essential aspect of setting realistic goals is the willingness to celebrate small achievements along the way. Many people set ambitious goals and forget to acknowledge the progress they make in the process. By recognizing and rewarding even minor milestones, we reinforce positive behavior, which strengthens our motivation to keep going. Celebrating each success helps us focus on how far we've come rather than how far we still have to go, providing a much-needed boost of encouragement. This approach reminds us that progress is not only about reaching the final destination, but about growing, learning, and evolving through each step of the journey. By setting realistic goals, we empower ourselves to stay committed, resilient, and motivated. This approach allows us to tackle challenges with confidence and to recognize the value of each step we take toward our aspirations. Realistic goals give us direction and purpose while respecting our current capabilities and resources, creating a foundation for lasting success. Through this process, we build confidence and learn to trust our ability to shape our future one achievable step at a time. Overcoming the fear of failure is a transformative journey that allows us to embrace opportunities with courage and optimism. Fear of failure often stems from a deep-rooted desire for acceptance and a sense of self-worth tied to our accomplishments. When we fear failure, it's usually because we worry about the potential consequences, embarrassment, disappointment, criticism, or the sense that we're not living up to our own or others' expectations. This fear can be paralyzing, preventing us from taking risks, trying new things, or pursuing dreams. It limits our growth, keeping us in our comfort zones where we may feel safe but unfulfilled, unable to reach our full potential. Recognizing this fear is the first step toward freeing ourselves from its grip and embracing life's many opportunities. One powerful way to start overcoming the fear of failure is to reframe how we view failure itself. Instead of seeing failure as a negative end, we can choose to see it as a stepping stone to success, an inevitable part of the learning process. Failure provides valuable lessons, showing us what doesn't work and guiding us toward what might. When we learn to see failure as a tool for growth rather than a reflection of our worth, we begin to transform our relationship with it. By embracing failure as an opportunity to learn, we become more resilient and adaptable, open to exploring new paths without being deterred by the possibility of setbacks. Understanding that failure is a universal experience can also help to put our own fears into perspective. Everyone, even the most successful individuals, has faced failure at some point in their lives. What sets them apart is not the absence of failure, but their ability to rise from it with renewed determination and insight. Acknowledging this truth helps us realize that failure does not define us or dictate our future. It's simply part of the journey. When we accept that failure is natural and even essential for personal and professional growth, we begin to strip it of its intimidating power. We see that failure is not a reflection of who we are, but rather a temporary experience that can ultimately strengthen us. Another key to overcoming the fear of failure is developing self-compassion. Often our fear of failure is fueled by harsh self-criticism and the fear of disappointing others. When we're too hard on ourselves, we magnify mistakes, feeling as though a single misstep could undermine our worth. Practicing self-compassion helps us treat ourselves with kindness and patience, even when things don't go as planned. Instead of dwelling on perceived flaws, we learn to recognize our efforts and appreciate our courage in trying. Self-compassion provides the emotional support we need to pick ourselves up after setbacks and keep going without being weighed down by shame or guilt. With self-compassion, we allow ourselves to make mistakes, knowing that these moments are opportunities for growth, rather than evidence of inadequacy. Mindfulness and present-focused awareness are also valuable tools for overcoming the fear of failure. Often our fears are fueled by thoughts of what might happen in the future or regrets about past experiences. By practicing mindfulness, we learn to focus on the present moment rather than being consumed by worry about potential failures. Mindfulness helps us approach each task with curiosity and openness, allowing us to perform without the burden of fear. When we're fully engaged in the present, we're more likely to do our best work unencumbered by the paralyzing thoughts that often accompany fear. This approach encourages us to take things one step at a time, appreciating the journey without being overly attached to specific outcomes. Building a supportive network of friends, family, or mentors can also play a significant role in overcoming the fear of failure. Having people around us who encourage our growth and reassure us during tough times makes it easier to take risks. These individuals remind us of our strengths and help us see failures as part of the broader picture rather than defining moments. When we share our experiences and fears with others, we often gain valuable perspectives that help us reframe our thoughts. A supportive network not only provides emotional encouragement, but also serves as a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles. This sense of connection can be incredibly empowering, helping us to face challenges with confidence. Visualizing success rather than dwelling on possible failure is another strategy to shift our mindset. When we focus on positive outcomes, we reduce the mental barriers that can hold us back. Visualization helps us build a mental roadmap, allowing us to see ourselves succeeding and achieving our goals. This mental practice creates a sense of familiarity with success, making it feel more achievable. By consistently visualizing positive outcomes, we shift our focus away from failure and strengthen our belief in our ability to succeed. This shift in perspective encourages us to approach challenges with optimism rather than fear. The process of overcoming the fear of failure ultimately involves recognizing that failure is an integral part of growth. By taking risks, showing ourselves compassion, and surrounding ourselves with support, we begin to break free from the constraints of fear and embrace the path to success with confidence. Each time we face our fears and choose courage over comfort, we build the resilience to keep moving forward, regardless of the outcome. Through this process, we discover that our worth is not defined by our successes or failures, but by our willingness to keep learning and growing, no matter where the journey leads. Embracing your unique qualities is an empowering step towards self-acceptance and authentic self-expression. Each person is born with a combination of talents, perspectives, experiences, and attributes that make them one of a kind. Yet, in a world that often emphasizes conformity and comparison, it can be challenging to truly appreciate and celebrate our own individuality. Many people feel pressure to fit into predefined molds, whether socially, professionally, or personally. This pressure can lead us to suppress the very traits that set us apart, instead of nurturing them as sources of strength. Embracing your unique qualities means acknowledging these aspects of yourself, honoring them, and understanding that they contribute to a richer, more fulfilling life. When we embrace our uniqueness, we allow ourselves to show up in the world as we truly are, without the constant need to compare ourselves to others. Comparison is a natural tendency, but it often leads to a sense of inadequacy when we measure ourselves against others' achievements or traits. By focusing on our unique qualities, we shift our attention inward, recognizing that our value doesn't come from how well we measure up to someone else's standards, but from the authenticity and passion we bring to our own lives. This shift enables us to move beyond the limitations of comparison, finding confidence in our individuality and realizing that there is no one else who can bring what we do to the world in quite the same way. Understanding and embracing your unique qualities also allows you to tap into your potential. Each person's uniqueness is a combination of natural talent, skills, and experiences that, when fully embraced, can lead to extraordinary achievements. By focusing on what makes you different, you can identify the strengths that are uniquely yours and use them to your advantage. Embracing these qualities helps you navigate life with a greater sense of purpose as you become more attuned to what truly drives and fulfills you. Instead of trying to follow paths that aren't aligned with who you are, you're able to pursue goals and opportunities that resonate with your authentic self, making your efforts more effective and meaningful. This journey of self-acceptance encourages a mindset of continuous growth. When you embrace your unique qualities, you acknowledge that perfection is not the goal growth is. You recognize that your individuality will evolve over time, influenced by new experiences, perspectives, and lessons. Embracing this dynamic aspect of uniqueness allows you to adapt and grow without feeling constrained by a fixed idea of who you are supposed to be. This mindset frees you to try new things, to take risks, and to continually discover new dimensions of yourself, enhancing your self-awareness and resilience. With each step, you build a foundation of self-trust, knowing that you are growing into the best version of yourself, rather than trying to meet an external standard. Embracing your unique qualities also fosters deeper, more authentic connections with others. When you are confident in your individuality, you're more likely to interact with others from a place of openness and honesty, free from the fear of judgment or rejection. This authenticity creates an inviting space for others to be themselves, fostering relationships based on mutual respect and genuine understanding. People are naturally drawn to those who are comfortable in their own skin, as it encourages them to feel the same about themselves. By embracing your uniqueness, you become an example of self-acceptance, inspiring those around you to do the same and creating a positive ripple effect in your relationships. At times, embracing our unique qualities also means challenging the norms and expectations that society may place on us. There may be external pressures to behave or appear a certain way, especially in professional or social settings. Embracing your uniqueness, however, means being willing to challenge these expectations when they don't align with who you truly are. This may take courage, as it often involves standing out or going against the grain. Yet, when you honor your individuality, you cultivate a stronger sense of integrity and self-respect. By staying true to yourself, you contribute to a more diverse and inclusive society, showing others that there is value in diversity of thought, appearance, and background. Creativity flourishes when we embrace our unique qualities. When we give ourselves permission to think and express ourselves differently, we open up avenues for innovation and fresh perspectives. Many of the world's most groundbreaking ideas and works of art came from individuals who were unafraid to embrace their own distinct vision and voice. By embracing your own uniqueness, you unlock this same potential within yourself, allowing you to contribute ideas, solutions, and creations that are truly original. In this way, your individuality becomes a source of creativity, sparking inspiration in both yourself and others, and contributing to the richness of human expression. Embracing your unique qualities also builds resilience, as it teaches you to value and trust yourself regardless of external validation. In times of uncertainty or adversity, it's easy to doubt yourself or feel pressured to conform to others' expectations. However, when you are grounded in a strong sense of self, you're better equipped to navigate challenges with confidence. You trust your instincts, draw on your strengths, and stay true to your values, even in the face of setbacks. This inner resilience allows you to overcome obstacles without compromising who you are, turning each challenge into an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. One effective visualization technique is outcome visualization, which involves vividly picturing the desired result of our goals. This type of visualization helps clarify what success looks and feels like, creating a mental image of the end goal that serves as a beacon for motivation. When we engage in outcome visualization, we immerse ourselves in the details of the result, imagining the emotions, the surroundings, and even the reactions of others to our success. For instance, someone preparing for an important presentation might visualize themselves on stage, delivering the talk confidently with an engaged and supportive audience. This mental imagery allows them to connect emotionally with the desired outcome, building motivation and reinforcing a belief in their ability to achieve it. By frequently visualizing this result, we train our minds to believe in the possibility of success, making it easier to overcome self-doubt and stay committed to our goals. Another valuable technique is process visualization, which differs from outcome visualization by focusing on the specific actions and steps required to reach a goal. Instead of picturing the end result, we mentally rehearse the process itself, envisioning each task or behavior necessary for success. Process visualization is particularly effective for complex goals that require sustained effort over time, as it helps break down the journey into manageable steps. For example, an athlete preparing for a race might visualize each aspect of their training regimen, from warming up to pacing themselves effectively, and ultimately crossing the finish line with a sense of accomplishment. This form of visualization not only enhances motivation, but also builds confidence by familiarizing us with each stage of the journey. It allows us to mentally prepare for potential challenges and setbacks, increasing our resilience and adaptability. Visualization can also be used to overcome anxiety and reduce stress, especially in situations where we might feel nervous or uncertain. By picturing ourselves handling these situations calmly and confidently, we can mentally rehearse a more relaxed and positive response. This technique is particularly useful for public speaking, interviews, or any scenario that might trigger anxiety. To practice this form of visualization, we focus on the calming aspects of the situation, imagining ourselves breathing steadily, feeling grounded, and responding to challenges with clarity and poise. The more vividly we picture these scenes, the more our brains become conditioned to associate calmness and confidence with those experiences, reducing the intensity of anxiety when we encounter them in real life. Over time, we begin to feel more at ease in these situations as our minds grow accustomed to a calmer, more positive response. Another powerful aspect of visualization is its ability to reinforce self-belief and develop a growth-oriented mindset. By regularly visualizing ourselves achieving our goals, we gradually build an internal narrative of success and capability. This practice can counteract negative self-talk and self-doubt, replacing them with a sense of empowerment and possibility. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong or where we might fall short, visualization encourages us to dwell on positive outcomes and our ability to make them a reality. This shift in perspective has a cumulative effect over time, reinforcing a belief in our potential and expanding our vision of what we can achieve. As we continue to visualize success, we cultivate a mindset that sees challenges as opportunities for growth and obstacles as temporary setbacks. Visualization also serves as a tool for increasing focus and concentration. By mentally rehearsing a task in detail, we become more attuned to what is required to succeed and can prepare ourselves to avoid distractions. Visualization trains us to narrow our attention to what truly matters, helping us stay present and engaged when we eventually perform the task. For instance, a musician preparing for a recital might visualize each note and movement with precision, creating a mental rehearsal that enhances focus during the actual performance. This practice allows them to stay connected to the moment, minimizing the influence of distractions or self-consciousness. Visualization thus becomes a form of mental conditioning, sharpening our focus and building our ability to perform with concentration and intention. Visualization can also improve physical performance, particularly in sports and other physically demanding activities. By mentally practicing specific movements and techniques, we can enhance muscle memory and reaction time, leading to better performance during the actual activity. Research has shown that visualization can activate the same neural pathways as physical practice, making it an effective complement to training. Athletes often use visualization to practice everything from individual movements to entire routines, creating a mental blueprint that prepares their bodies for optimal performance. This technique allows athletes to stay sharp and prepared even during periods when they might not be able to physically practice, such as during recovery from an injury. Building resilience is the process of developing the mental, emotional, and behavioral adaptability to handle adversity, challenges, and setbacks. Resilience enables us to maintain balance and well-being, even when life throws us unexpected or difficult circumstances. It's not about avoiding hardship or never feeling overwhelmed. Instead, resilience is the inner strength that allows us to recover, adapt, and even grow stronger after facing difficulties. This capacity for resilience is not something we are simply born with or without. It's a skill we can cultivate and nurture over time through deliberate practices and mindset shifts. Setting realistic goals and breaking them down into manageable steps is also a vital resilience-building strategy. Large goals can often feel daunting, especially when life is unpredictable or when we're facing setbacks. By breaking these goals into smaller, achievable tasks, we create a sense of progress and control, which fosters resilience. Each step forward, no matter how small, reinforces our belief in our ability to overcome obstacles and achieve what we set out to do. This sense of incremental progress builds our confidence and provides a foundation for persistence. When we view our goals as a series of small, achievable actions, we're less likely to become discouraged by setbacks or slow progress. Instead, we build the resilience to keep moving forward, knowing that each step brings us closer to our desired outcome. Social support is also a critical factor in building resilience. Humans are inherently social beings, and connecting with others provides a valuable source of comfort, encouragement, and perspective. During challenging times, having a support network of friends, family, or mentors can make all the difference. These relationships give us the emotional support to face adversity, as well as the practical advice and insight needed to navigate difficult situations. Sharing our struggles and receiving validation from others reminds us that we're not alone, which can be deeply reassuring. A supportive network allows us to tap into collective wisdom and experience, gaining different perspectives that can help us view our situation more objectively and with greater hope. This support strengthens our resilience by providing us with encouragement, understanding, and a sense of belonging, which are essential for enduring and overcoming hardship. Physical well-being is also closely tied to resilience. Taking care of our bodies through regular exercise, nutritious food, and sufficient sleep enhances our ability to handle stress and improves our overall resilience. Physical health provides the energy and stamina needed to tackle challenges, while exercise in particular helps to reduce stress hormones and increase endorphins, improving our mood and mental clarity. When we prioritize our physical health, we build a foundation of resilience that supports our mental and emotional well-being, enabling us to face life's challenges with a greater sense of strength and vitality. Seeking positive surroundings plays a crucial role in shaping our attitudes, behaviors, and overall mental and emotional well-being. The people we spend time with, the spaces we inhabit, and the media we consume all contribute to our mindset and influence how we perceive and interact with the world. When we actively choose to surround ourselves with positive influences, we create an environment that supports growth, happiness, and resilience. Positive surroundings are not just about avoiding negativity, they are about intentionally creating an atmosphere that nurtures and uplifts us, enabling us to pursue our goals and maintain a sense of balance and optimism. One of the key components of positive surroundings is the company we keep. Relationships have a profound impact on our lives, and spending time with people who are encouraging, supportive, and understanding can make a tremendous difference in our mental health and motivation. When we surround ourselves with individuals who believe in us and genuinely want to see us succeed, we feel more empowered and confident in our own abilities. These positive relationships provide a sense of security, knowing we have a network of people who will celebrate our successes and support us during challenges. In contrast, spending time around individuals who are consistently negative, critical, or unsupportive can drain our energy, chip away at our confidence, and create a sense of self-doubt. Choosing positive, uplifting relationships enables us to thrive by surrounding ourselves with people who inspire us to be the best version of ourselves. The media we consume also contributes significantly to our environment. We live in a time where we are constantly exposed to information through social media, news outlets, and entertainment platforms. Being selective about the content we engage with can play a huge role in maintaining a positive mindset. Consuming content that inspires, educates, and uplifts can reinforce our motivation and broaden our perspectives, while excessive exposure to negative or sensationalized media can create feelings of anxiety, frustration, or helplessness. By choosing media that aligns with our values and brings positivity into our lives, we create a mental environment that supports our well-being and cultivates hope. For example, following inspiring thought leaders, engaging with content that promotes self-growth, and limiting exposure to negativity on social media can help us maintain a sense of balance and perspective. Making conscious choices about the media we engage with allows us to stay informed without becoming overwhelmed, protecting our mental and emotional health. Another aspect of positive surroundings is spending time in environments that encourage creativity and relaxation. Taking breaks from busy or high-stress environments to immerse ourselves in nature or quiet spaces can be incredibly restorative. Being in natural surroundings has been shown to reduce stress, boost mood, and improve cognitive function. Whether it's a walk in the park, a weekend in the mountains, or simply a few minutes in a garden, time spent in nature provides a calming effect, helping us to recharge and gain a fresh perspective. Nature also encourages mindfulness, allowing us to focus on the present moment and let go of worries. By seeking out these peaceful, inspiring environments, we allow ourselves the time and space to reflect, rejuvenate, and return to our routines with renewed energy and focus. A positive environment also includes activities and hobbies that bring us joy and fulfillment. Engaging in activities we love not only boosts our mood, but also reinforces our sense of purpose and identity. When we make time for hobbies that align with our passions and values, we create an atmosphere of positivity that fosters both happiness and growth. Hobbies can serve as a form of self-expression, allowing us to connect with our inner selves and recharge emotionally. Additionally, engaging in creative or fulfilling activities provides a healthy way to cope with stress, giving us an outlet to process emotions and release tension. In this way, hobbies and interests contribute to a positive environment by adding depth and meaning to our lives. A supportive environment is also essential for maintaining a positive outlook. When we are surrounded by people who are willing to listen, provide feedback, and offer encouragement, we are better equipped to face challenges and setbacks. Supportive surroundings give us the reassurance that we are not alone in our struggles and that there are people who believe in our potential. This support acts as a safety net, allowing us to take risks and push ourselves out of our comfort zones, knowing we have a foundation of encouragement and understanding. Supportive friends, family members, and mentors can offer different perspectives and advice, helping us navigate difficulties with greater confidence and resilience. When we actively seek out this support, we create a community that uplifts and motivates us, making it easier to maintain a positive outlook even during tough times. Positive surroundings also mean creating boundaries with people or situations that drain our energy or contribute to stress. It can be challenging to set boundaries, especially with people we care about, but maintaining a positive environment often requires us to limit exposure to negativity. This might mean minimizing time spent with individuals who consistently bring down our mood or stepping back from situations that contribute to anxiety. Establishing these boundaries is an act of self-care, allowing us to protect our mental and emotional well-being. By doing so, we preserve our energy for relationships and environments that nurture and inspire us, ensuring that our surroundings contribute to our growth rather than detract from it. Personal growth is further supported by surrounding ourselves with people who encourage us to strive for our goals and believe in our potential. When we're in an environment that fosters learning and development, we are more motivated to pursue our ambitions and push past limitations. Being around goal-oriented individuals who are committed to their own growth inspires us to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positivity and progress. Positive surroundings often include mentors or role models who challenge us to reach higher, encouraging us to develop our skills and broaden our perspectives. This kind of environment nurtures self-confidence and provides us with valuable insights that aid in personal and professional growth. Taking action with courage is a transformative practice that involves stepping into the unknown, confronting our fears, and moving forward despite uncertainty. Courage is often misunderstood as the absence of fear, but in reality, it is the ability to act in the face of fear. It is a skill that can be cultivated and developed over time through repeated efforts to overcome doubt, hesitation, and self-imposed limitations. Acting with courage doesn't mean we are fearless, but rather that we choose to push through our fears, knowing that growth lies on the other side of discomfort. This type of action requires us to confront our inner voices of doubt and the societal expectations that might hold us back, daring to follow our dreams and desires, even when the path is unclear or difficult. Another aspect of courageous action is the ability to trust ourselves and our abilities. Self-doubt can be a powerful force that prevents us from acting decisively. Often we question our capacity to succeed, our right to pursue our dreams, or the validity of our goals. The act of trusting ourselves means acknowledging our inherent worth and capabilities, even when we don't have all the answers or the perfect plan. It involves taking the first step, even when the way forward is unclear, and trusting that we will figure things out as we go. Trusting ourselves requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to embrace the uncertainty that comes with moving forward without all the guarantees. When we trust ourselves, we are empowered to take bold, courageous actions that move us closer to our dreams, no matter how daunting they may seem. One of the most powerful aspects of taking action with courage is its ability to inspire others. When we act with boldness and conviction, we become examples for others to follow. Our courage can serve as a catalyst for change, encouraging those around us to step out of their own comfort zones and pursue their dreams. Courage is contagious. It spreads through the energy and example we set for others. This ripple effect can create a collective shift as people begin to support each other in their courageous pursuits, creating a community of individuals who are unafraid to take risks and challenge the status quo. By acting courageously, we not only change our own lives, but also inspire others to take similar action, creating a wave of progress and empowerment in our circles and communities. Another important part of taking action with courage is understanding the power of the present moment. Often fear arises from worrying about what could go wrong in the future or from being caught up in regret over past mistakes. However, courageous action is grounded in the present. It involves focusing on what we can control right now and taking small steps forward, rather than getting overwhelmed by what might or might not happen later. When we act in the present moment, we free ourselves from the weight of uncertainty and embrace the opportunity in front of us. Courage in the present moment means letting go of the fear of the future and trusting that each action we take brings us closer to our goals. As we continue to take action with courage, we begin to strengthen our resilience and self-confidence. Each courageous step we take, no matter how small, reinforces our belief in our own abilities and our capacity to handle challenges. With each action, we grow more comfortable with discomfort and more confident in our ability to navigate uncertainty. Over time, taking courageous action becomes a habit, and we find ourselves more willing to take risks and pursue opportunities without hesitation. This ongoing practice of courage builds a solid foundation of self-assurance and determination, making it easier to tackle even larger challenges as they arise. In essence, taking action with courage is about stepping outside of our comfort zones and choosing to move forward despite our fears. It's about trusting ourselves, confronting uncertainty, and embracing the lessons that come with each challenge. Courage doesn't always look like grand, dramatic gestures sometimes. It's the quiet decision to take one small step when everything within us is telling us to stay still. By taking action with courage, we pave the way for personal growth, create opportunities for success, and inspire others to do the same. Self-reflection and growth are deeply interconnected processes that allow us to understand ourselves more fully, recognize areas where we can improve, and take the necessary steps to evolve into the best versions of ourselves. The act of self-reflection involves looking inward, examining our thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and experiences with curiosity and honesty. It is not about judging ourselves or being critical, but about gaining insight into how we think, react, and interact with the world around us. Through self-reflection, we become aware of our strengths, weaknesses, values, and motivations, enabling us to make intentional choices that align with our personal goals and aspirations. Through self-reflection, we can also develop a more compassionate relationship with ourselves. We often hold ourselves to incredibly high standards, expecting perfection and harshly criticizing ourselves when we fall short. Reflecting on our actions and experiences with kindness helps us recognize that growth is a process, not an instant achievement. Self-compassion is a vital component of growth because it allows us to learn from our mistakes rather than berating ourselves for them. When we reflect with compassion, we understand that mistakes are opportunities for learning, not failures to be ashamed of. This mindset fosters an environment of patience and encouragement, allowing us to continue pushing forward, even when we encounter setbacks or challenges. Self-reflection also helps us recognize the areas in which we have already grown and achieved success. It's easy to get caught up in what we still want to achieve or what we feel is lacking in our lives. However, taking time to look back on where we started and acknowledging our progress is an essential part of growth. Celebrating the small wins, the lessons learned, and the growth we've experienced encourages us to keep going, even when the road ahead seems long or uncertain. Reflecting on our achievements fosters a sense of gratitude for the journey, reinforcing our commitment to personal development. Growth, in many ways, is about moving out of our comfort zones and embracing change. It requires us to challenge old beliefs, adopt new perspectives, and step into unfamiliar territory. As we reflect on our experiences, we are often confronted with the areas where we are resistant to change or where we continue to hold on to outdated beliefs that no longer serve us. Self-reflection allows us to examine these areas of resistance and consider whether they are truly aligned with the person we want to become. By identifying these limiting beliefs and making a conscious effort to replace them with more empowering ones, we open ourselves up to greater growth and transformation. The process of growth is often nonlinear, and there may be times when we feel stuck or uncertain about the next steps to take. Self-reflection provides the clarity needed to navigate these periods of stagnation. During times when we feel lost or disconnected from our purpose, reflecting on past experiences, values, and desires can help us reconnect with our deeper motivations and find the direction we need. It's during these moments of reflection that we may uncover hidden passions, desires, or talents that we had previously overlooked or ignored. In this way, self-reflection acts as a guidepost, helping us find our way back to what truly matters and keeping us on track toward meaningful growth. Growth is not always about adding something new to our lives. Sometimes it's about letting go of what no longer serves us. Self-reflection gives us the space to identify the thoughts, behaviors, or relationships that are holding us back. For instance, we may recognize that certain habits or patterns of thinking are no longer beneficial and are hindering our progress. Letting go of these negative influences requires courage and commitment, but it's an essential part of personal development. Reflecting on these areas of our lives helps us make intentional decisions about what we want to keep and what we need to release in order to continue growing. This process of letting go allows us to create space for new experiences, new relationships, and new possibilities. One of the most powerful aspects of self-reflection is its ability to deepen our sense of purpose. As we reflect on our experiences, we begin to see patterns and connections that may have been invisible before. We start to understand the ways in which our past experiences, challenges, and triumphs have shaped our current path. This insight helps us identify the larger purpose behind our actions, giving us the motivation to keep moving forward. Self-reflection allows us to ask the deeper questions about who we are, what we want to contribute to the world, and what legacy we wish to leave behind. By aligning our growth with a sense of purpose, we create a life that is not only meaningful but also deeply fulfilling.